Hi there, welcome back to my channel, and for those of you who are new here, my name's Amy. I'm a full-time reseller primarily on the Poshmark app, but I do dabble in other online platforms and I sell locally. So today I'll be doing a ship with me video. In these videos I go day to day and I share the items that have sold. I talk about how much they sold for, what I paid them for, and what my profit was. Sometimes I give little tips on keywords and if I'd pick the item up again or not. So let's get started. I've got some kind of interesting, exciting things that sold. So the first thing that was sold was a bundle, and this bundle sold for $175. It included this pair of really cool vintage eyeglass frames, and they are by Neo Style. If you haven't watched my videos before, I went to an estate sale of an optometrist, and he had a bunch of vintage demo eyeglasses, and I was gonna pass at first, but then I noticed that some of them were Christian Dior. So I started looking a little bit closer, and I ended up picking up 30 pairs of eyeglass frames. Some of them had the demo lenses. These don't have any lenses in them. And some of them had prescription lenses in them. I paid $5 a piece for these glasses. And like I've said before, at first I thought it was going to be a mistake because I don't really know anything about eyeglasses, but it has turned out to be great. I think I am to the point that I've tripled my money now, and I still have like 24 pairs left, so it turned out to be really good. The other item that was in the bundle is this vintage 1970s corduroy vest, and this is kind of interesting. Someone in my neighborhood was having a yard sale, and I didn't have time to stop, but then they had a free pile out, so I stopped and looked through it, and there was a few cool pieces of vintage like this. So I took this and another vest and a jacket all for free, and I just listed this a few days ago. Okay, so I listed the vest at $48, and I had these glasses listed at $269. So the buyer did get a very deep discount. However, with my vintage items, I always tend to list them on the high side and hope that I get that, but it doesn't always turn out that way. So actually, I'm going to tuck these glasses inside here too. So like I said, so the buyer started off by offering me $90 for just the glasses, and then he came up to $120, and then he put these two items in a bundle, and I sent him the offer for $175 for both. I didn't do discounted shipping because it was already such a deep discount, but because I paid $5 for all of it, I'm thrilled with $175. So after Posh fees and my cost of goods, that made my profit $135. Awesome. I can't believe that that vest sold so quickly. I did think it was pretty cool, but I wasn't really sure. And you know, when you pick something up for free, it doesn't seem quite as cool, I guess. I don't know. Okay, the next item is a belt. Wouldn't be one of my ship with me videos if I didn't have a belt that sold. This is by Fossil. It did have some distressing to the kind of gold coloring on it, and I'd had it listed for a little while. I had it listed for $39, which is typically what I list my belts for, and the buyer offered me $32. I thought that was very reasonable. I had paid $3 for this at the Goodwill. So after Posh fees and my cost of goods, that made my profit $22.60. I just love selling belts. I typically sell multiple a week, so it is a great bread and butter item for me. A lot of you that have been watching since the beginning have really gotten into belts and say that you are picking them up, and I've had people comment saying that they sold for good money, and so I'm just so happy that me sharing some of my tips has helped other people learn and make money, because that's one of the reasons that I started my channel. Okay, so the next item is this pair of AG jeans, and I don't always pick up denim in general, and I don't always pick up AG, but I was at the Goodwill and a new rack rolled out. So these are the Prima Crop Cigarette Crop, just so you know what the style name is. A new rack had rolled out, and they had multiple pairs of AG jeans that looked like they were barely worn, and they had them priced at $4.99. So I thought that was pretty reasonable, and for some reason, when there's multiple of an item, I'm more apt to pick it up. I just think it makes it easier to list, and yeah, I don't know. So I decided to pick them up. I have had them listed for a few months. I had them listed for $49, and the buyer offered me, I think this was a buyer offer. I'm not sure. I may have sent out offers to likers, but they sold for $40. Like I said, I had paid $5 for them, so that made my profit $24.32. I'm happy with that. Like I've said many times before, I aim to make over $20 on the items that I sell. So for those of you who haven't watched my videos before, this plastic that I am using is a plastic garment bag like the dry cleaners use. I got mine at an estate sale, but you can find something similar on Amazon if you type in plastic dry cleaner bag roll. And then I also got my little thank you stickers off of Amazon. So hopefully I will get to a point where I will link some things in the description box below. I am just trying to get the hang of doing videos and all the different things that come along with YouTube. So that is all for today, but I will be back in a couple of days, and I have someone coming to look at a table tonight for $600. So fingers crossed that sale sells. If it does, I will show you a little video of it and let you know my profits. Okay, see you in a couple days. Okay, so I'm really excited. They did end up committing to buy the table. They paid for it, but it was raining, so they're gonna come pick it up tomorrow. But here's a little peek of the dining set. Now, I have had a similar set before, and I sold it for considerably more, but this was in kind of rough condition. You can see that the tabletop has different finishes. The chairs are pretty worn, and the upholstery has some flaws. But I am excited for what I sold it for. I had it listed on Facebook Marketplace for $600, and they came in and didn't negotiate or anything, paid $600 cash. I had paid $250 for this at an estate sale, so that made my profit $350. I am pleased with that. Originally, I did anticipate getting more for it, but I didn't realize it was quite as worn as it was. But you know what? I am not going to complain. I'm going to take my $350 profit and be happy with that, because I would have had to sold many more small items to make that sort of profit. Okay, well, I will see you in a couple of days to share what else I sell. Hi there, it's a few days later, and to be honest with you, Poshmark has been very slow. So I last filmed on Monday, and today is Thursday, and I've only sold 2 things. So that's pretty disappointing. I am very thankful that I sold that dining room set, and I have this exciting sale from Cherish to share. So the first item is this vintage mid-century art glass bowl, and this is by Holmegard, if that's how you pronounce it. It's Holmegard. And I picked this up at the Goodwill a few weeks ago for $7. Now, I am familiar with this brand, but just the shape and the form, I could tell that it was mid-century era. I'm gonna go ahead and package it up off camera and put it off to the side so that I don't damage it. I'm so worried about doing that. So I recognized the shape of it and grabbed it right away and saw that it was $7, and I was super excited. So I listed it last week, and I was on a listing. I had a goal, and so I was listing a whole bunch in a row, and I didn't remember listing it for so high, but I listed it for $279. I must have done some research and saw some high comps and thought, oh, I'll try that. And it sold for full price, $279. Can you believe that? Oh my gosh, I'm just astonished, and I'm so excited. So like I said, I paid $7. Cherish charges a 20% commission. So after my cost of goods and their fees, that made my profit $218.20. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. You know, this is why I keep telling myself and talking about diversifying your business. And what I mean by that is listing on other platforms and finding different ways that you can, or places you can sell your items, because sometimes Poshmark just does not come through. Now, I film my videos in advance, so you'll be seeing this a couple weeks late, but this today is the first, November 3rd. So it's like the first week that lots of people have started doing Posh shows, the Posh Lives, and I think that could be impacting my sales. I'm not really sure, because I have been listing consistently and doing all the same things, and my sales are slow, so I don't know what it is. But let me know in the comments below if you think the Posh shows have impacted your business. You know, it's hard to tell. Okay, but this is the first item that sold on Poshmark over the last couple of days. It is a vintage denim vest with faux Sherpa lining. I just thought this was cute, kind of had a fun vintage look to it, and I thought it could be worn by men or women. I had it listed for a little while, and I had it listed for $39. A buyer offered me $30. I thought that was pretty fair, so I decided to accept. I had paid $1 for it at an estate sale. So after Posh fees and my cost of goods, that made my profit $23. That's reasonable. I'm not going to complain about that at all. I did anticipate that this would sell quicker than it did, but since I only had $1 into it, I'm not going to complain too much about that. And I apologize if the lighting is odd this week. We've had really overcast weather, kind of transitioning into fall and winter, and I'm gonna have to figure out my lighting setup because I think the natural light may not work during these winter months. And this is my first time filming in the winter. So the next item that sold is this Patagonia T-Snap jacket. Now, I had actually bought this for myself on Poshmark, but in the pictures, I thought that it was a dark green, and I wear medium in all my other Patagonia items, but this was a little bit too snug, so I decided to reposh it, and I had paid, with shipping and tax, $31.59 for this. And I listed it for $59 because I wanted to at least get my money back. And I can't remember if I sent out, yes, I sent out a 10% off offer with discounted shipping for $53, and the buyer accepted. So of course I didn't buy this to make a profit. I bought it for myself, and it just didn't work out. But I did end up making a small profit of $8.13. So that's better than nothing at all. I just realized I forgot to put a sticker on that vest, so I'll do that. So that is it for the last couple of days. Kind of disappointing for Poshmark, but I am super thankful that I had sales on those other platforms, because otherwise it would have been a pretty terrible week so far. So I will be back in a couple of days. Hopefully I have some more sales to share with you. Hi there, it's a couple days later and I'm happy to say that my sales on Poshmark have picked up. I have a couple cool things to share with you, some decent sales and profits. So let's get started. The first item is this vintage Stetson fedora. Now I picked this up at the Goodwill and I did pay up for it. I paid $20 for it, which I think in hindsight was maybe a little bit too much. I listed it not too long ago, less than a week ago, for $99. And a buyer started off by offering me $50. And we went back and forth and he came up to $60. I had looked up comps on this particular style of fedora and it looks like that $60 is roughly in line with what these sell for pre-owned. I might have been able to wait and get a little bit more for it, but because sales had been slow and he seemed really interested, I decided to just go ahead and go with a quick sale and take his $60 offer. So after Posh fees and my cost of goods, that made my profit $28. You know, when I pay up for an item, I would rather have a higher profit than $28, but you know, I'm still happy with that. I listed it and it sold quickly and I made more than $20. So that is great. I am going to add a little bit more packaging to this off camera just so it doesn't rattle around in transit at all, or, you know, get smushed. Okay, set that off to the side. The next item is this semi-vintage sterling silver band ring, and it says Survivor on it. Can you guys see that? Just a simple little cigar band ring is what they call these. And I listed this for $39. Maybe a little bit less than that. I can't remember for sure. And I sent out offers to likers for $33 with discounted shipping, and this buyer accepted. I had paid $2 for this at an estate sale. So after Posh fees and my cost of goods, that made my profit $21.72. I'm not going to complain at all about that. It did take a little while to sell, but as I've said over and over again with jewelry, I don't really mind if it takes a little bit longer to sell because it really doesn't take up much space at all. And I understand that sometimes jewelry just does take a little bit longer to sell. But if I keep my cost of goods low, then, you know, it's totally fine if it takes a little while to sell. Okay, the next item is this really beautiful vintage maxi length winter coat. This is by Ferncroft and it is wool. I just love the color of it. You can't really see here, but it has really beautiful tailoring, and the quality of the wool is just really soft. So when I saw it, I decided to pick it up. The Goodwill did have it priced at $12.99, which is a little bit higher price to pay, but for this type of coat, I decided that I was willing to take the risk because of the quality. And if someone were to go and try and buy something like this new, you know, they probably pay over $200 to get this type of quality. So I listed it for $129 and a buyer offered me $90. I happily accepted that. So that made my profit $59, which I think is wonderful. Okay, I'm gonna finish packaging that up offline or off camera just to get it a little bit neater. Okay, the next item was a full price sale, which is always exciting. This is a vintage 1990s, 2000s Coach bag. And this kind of crescent style and the shoulder style is really popular right now. So I used all of those keywords: 90s, Y2K, shoulder bag, crescent style, genuine leather. I can't remember if there was anything else I put in there, but I tried to put as many keywords as I could. And I'm so excited that it sold for full price. I wasn't really sure what to expect from this. The Goodwill had missed this and they didn't see that it was Coach, so they priced it at $6.99. Of course, I grabbed it. So after Posh fees and my cost of goods, that made my profit $48.20. I think that is awesome. You know, some of these vintage Coach bags can command decent prices. And if you get one, and by vintage, I mean more than 20 years old. That's what a lot of people are classifying as vintage these days. I would definitely look up comps before you price them. And I would probably price them on the high end because you never know. You might get someone come along and pay full price like this person did. I'm super excited about that. Okay, and that Coach bag really didn't take too long to sell either, maybe a month or so. Now this was kind of a trial risk for me. This is a ski coat by Faction, which I don't think, based on my research, I don't think that it's sold very commonly in the US. It's more in Europe, but I picked it up because I loved this, the lining in this, and I looked it up and it was a collab with an artist. So I decided to get it. The Goodwill had it priced at $9.99. So that's why I was a little bit hesitant, because I just wasn't sure, because I wasn't familiar with the brand name. What did I price this at? I priced it at $89 and a buyer offered me $60. I thought that was reasonable, and I had listed this I think in January of last year, so it did take a little bit of time, quite a while actually, to sell. But because I had paid $10 for it, that made my profit $38, which I'm happy with. I don't know if I'd pick it up again, and if I did, I would really be conscious of what time of year it was, and I'd probably only pick it up earlier in the winter, just as winter was starting. But overall, I am happy with that sale. I just thought it was really a neat piece with the way that lining was. Okay, and the next item is a pair of Merrell hiking boots. These are men's, and I picked these up and I didn't realize, I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but they had a little bit of separation here at the sole, but otherwise they were in really great condition. So I listed them anyways, and I noted that it had that flaw, and I listed them for $49. I sent out offers to likers for $44 with discounted shipping and a buyer accepted. I had paid $6 for these, if I didn't already say that. So had I noticed that flaw, I don't know that I would have picked them up, but I still ended up having a profit of $26.52. So that's pretty great. If you don't already know, Merrell typically has a very good resale value. Their items are really nice quality. They're really comfortable. I have a few pair of Merrell boots, one pair that I bought new and another pair that I bought used. And to be honest, they're 10 times better than Sorel boots. Much more comfortable, much more functional. But you know, Sorel has a lot of those cute styles, and Merrell does have some cute styles too if you watch early in the year when they put stuff out. But I would say definitely pick up Merrell if you see it or Merrell. Am I saying it wrong? I don't know. I always say things wrong. But anyways, I definitely pick it up if you see it for an affordable price. Okay, and the next item is a fun piece. This is a vintage rabbit fur kids jacket. Isn't that cute? Now, I don't like to buy fur new, but when I see it pre-owned or vintage, it doesn't really trouble me to pick it up, because I feel like, you know, if it gets thrown away or burned or ruined or whatever, then the animal really died for nothing at all. At least it can still be used, and it's not just a total waste. And you know, everybody is entitled to their opinion on if they wear fur or eat meat or wear leather. That's just how I think about it. So I picked this up at a yard sale for $2. That was the main reason I picked it up, because it was so affordable. And I did think it was really, really cute for the season. I only listed this maybe a week ago, and I listed it for $59. Yeah, a buyer started off by offering me $35 or $40, and we went back and forth a couple of times, and she came up to $49. So like I said, I'd paid $2. So after Posh fees and my cost of goods, that made my profit $37.20. I am just thrilled with that. You know, especially with a quick sale, I'm not going to complain about that. So that is all for this week. And I wanted to talk a little bit more, if you're still watching, I wanted to talk a little bit more about diversifying, like I talked about a couple of days ago. If you are a new reseller, don't worry too much about diversifying. I think that it is important to just get started on one site, learn that site, get good at that site, and then add other sites. If you're, you know, only been doing this a year or less, I wouldn't say that you should really worry too much about diversifying unless you're comfortable doing it. This can be an overwhelming business to learn new things and learn new platforms and all, you know, just do all the stuff. So don't worry too much about it. But if you have been a reseller for a while and you're just selling on one platform, I do think it's good to look at other platforms, try different types of items, you know, sell locally, just whatnot. So I just wanted to say that so that if you're newer, you don't feel overwhelmed, like, oh, I need to learn all these other platforms and do all this other stuff. I don't think that's necessary when you're first starting. That's just my opinion. So like I said, that's all for this week. I really appreciate you guys continuing to watch. If you're liking my videos, I would love it if you would hit that subscribe button and ring the bell. That'll notify you when I upload new videos. Give this video a thumbs up and comment down below. All those things really help me out. They tell YouTube that people are enjoying my videos, so YouTube suggests my videos to more people, and that encourages me and helps my channel grow. All right, I will see you next week. Thank you.